Man, our boy Marco Polo, he's out of the fight.
I think you kind of cursed it, man. I think you cursed it.
What, by giving him a nickname?
I think you cursed it. I think the whole comment section cursed it, to be honest.
Man.
Because I remember going through the whole comment section. It was like, Thing's gonna win. Tsarukyan's gonna win. I'm like, no, he's not gonna win, bro. It's been Nasrat. But
yeah. It actually, like, now in hindsight, I am kind of glad that fight didn't happen. It's a very, very tough test. That
was a very tough fight.
Arman Tsarukyan is a guy that's like up and coming. He doesn't necessarily have that many fights under his belt in the UFC. Doesn't have that much exposure, but he's shown like he's very, very good. And Nasrat has also shown that he's very, very good. But compared to Arman and what he's shown, that's a tough test. I don't know how it would have went. I would still picked Marco Polo to win it to conquer.
You think it's a harder fight than the Drew Dober fight that he had?
Yeah, I think for sure for Drew Dober. Drew Dober is he's very good, but you know his game plan and how he fights and what he's gonna do.
He has dynamite hands though, right? So that's why he's so good.
So if for Drew Dober, if you just do not engage in a firefight, you should be fine in the later rounds especially.
But you know what's kind of funny though? So Nasrat was gonna face Tsarukyan, and Islam was gonna face Dober.
Yeah.
So like all four of those guys are like pretty intertwined.
Yeah, they just go. Cool. They just like fight in between amongst themselves.
What's next? Islam Nasrat?
No. Leave those guys alone. So what happened was Nasrat actually didn't show up for weigh-ins. And it wasn't confirmed like what happened, what the situation was. It's still not confirmed exactly what the complications were, but Nasrat did come out and said on an Instagram post that with big pain in my heart, I need to announce that my fight is canceled. The medical team canceled my fight after I got ill. I'll be back within the next weeks after I'm healthy. So he doesn't really say if it's. I don't know if he says if it's the virus related or anything like that. I think if it was, it might be a bigger deal. UFC would have said something because in the past they've announced.
I mean, not really with the whole Khamzat situation and everything that happened with that. No. That was kind of weird too.
No, yeah, but that was not on Fight Island. That was not on the premises. When something happens on the premises, the UFC does announce like, okay, I think it was Jacare or somebody that had it, and they were on Fight Island or they were on wherever the UFC was holding the event, and they said, this guy has it. If Nasrat has it, I'm sure that they would have said something, or like made some sort of indication. I don't know. So it might be something related to weight cut. He got sick some other way, and he's just gonna have to recover. We've seen.
I was reading more into it though, and it said that Tsarukyan, he didn't make weight at all though. Like when he weighed in, he didn't make weight.
So he didn't make the 155, 156 limit, and they gave him another an hour or two to make that limit. Try again.
But half an hour.
But I'm not sure. But then he finally weighed in at 157, which is still over the minimum requirement. So if you're fighting for the 155 weight class, you're allowed a 1 pound allowance. You're allowed 1 pound allowance unless it's for a title fight. If it's a title fight, it has to be exactly or lower than 155. But for non-title fights, you're allowed 155 or 156 at the most. Tsarukyan unfortunately didn't make that 156, and
these guys are both like they're pretty big dudes, right? So
it
must be hard for them to make it.
Maybe there's complications when they came over to Fight Island and their body getting adjusted to all the times.
Too much rice and kebab, bro.
Yeah, they didn't get the diet rice. They went for the authentic ones. But we'll see what happens. It looks like Tsarukyan is going to fight somebody else that lost their opponent. So we might.
No, I heard he fully pulled out though in the recent article. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're probably wrong. There's.
What did you read?
So there's a chance that we see Tsarukyan, but this video is more about Nasrat.
Matt Frevola.
Sure.
He's fighting.
There's a chance that he fights somebody else. Yeah. So as per UFC 257, he'll be fighting and he'll lose 20%.
Arman Tsarukyan versus Matt Frevola arranged for UFC 257 following loss of scheduled opponents. So that's your fight for tomorrow.
So Tsarukyan is going to forfeit 20% of his purse as a result of that 1 pound overage that he had.
But you just said that he can make weight though because he was given time. So why is his purse being cut?
Did you not listen to what I said? I said they gave him time to cut more weight, and when he came back for his last try, he was 157.
Oh, he was still over 2 pounds.
He's still
What's this guy eating, bro?
Pound, over 1 pound. 1 pound.
What is this guy eating?
So he's allowed to be 156. When he came back, he was 157, and as a result, he has to forfeit 20% of his purse. For Nasrat's situation, if he's sick, take your time. He had a full fight camp, I assume, because this fight was announced a long time ago. So let him go heal up. I hope it's not the virus because that's a lot more crippling than say like failed weight cutting. Especially in today's world. But let him come back. Give him another opponent that could get him into maybe the top 10, maybe top 12 around that area. But let Arman go fight, and I'm glad that they're not holding that fight.
But this is a weird situation though, because if Arman loses now, then this whole fight with Nasrat it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm saying
let them heal up and
let them go on their own paths. Like don't do a Khamzat versus Leon Edwards situation where you have these guys tied together and don't fight and blah 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 blah. Let these guys go on their own paths. It's not that big of a deal. I'm sure they'll see each other in the top 10 or later on, like next year or the year after or even this year. So don't force it. Let Nasrat heal up, and we'll see him back in the cage pretty soon.
I won't lie, I was pretty excited for this fight.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the whole card is pretty good, to be honest, but this fight was very good for a prelim main event. I was excited about it. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So what happens in this sport, especially when you're weight cutting and then you add in the virus situation, there's so much unpredictability. I'm just glad that he's healthy and he's able to fight another day.
And we also know for sure that the whole card is going to be happening at 10 p.m., right?
Yeah. So the main card.
So at Eastern time?
Yeah. So they're putting it back on regular West Coast. North America time.
Yeah. It was pretty weird for the last few fights where they had in the morning.
Yeah.
It was kind of awkward to watch, but I mean,
the people in Abu Dhabi requested specifically to do that, to have it at their local time, especially because it was Khabib fights and all that. So
he fought twice though, didn't he? He fought once against Poirier in Abu Dhabi, and then he fought once against Gaethje. And both fights were in the afternoon. Eastern time. So 12 p.m. with 2 p.m.
Yeah, they were both local time. That was of the Abu Dhabi request. So I guess Dana can't say no.